Hi. So today we are doing a game club video. If you're new, this is our new game club, which is like a book club. Essentially, we're going off, playing a game separately, and then we're coming back together to discuss the game.
We're talking about Terraria, which is the game that we played this past couple of weeks. So let's get into it, I guess.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Let's just do it.
Let's do it.
Just stop playing around, okay? Let's just do it. So the game itself is a sandbox style game.
It's very similar to Minecraft, except it's 2D. That's kind of the way I go about explaining like what it is.
That's fair. I've not played Minecraft.
I haven't played a lot of Minecraft either, but I know it exists. And I watch people play it, so.
Well, there you go. I feel like that's a pretty good, yeah, I like that explanation because it's just, collecting supplies to create a dwelling and then killing monsters.
Yeah.
Is essentially the whole focal point of the game. Like that encompasses the spirit of the game. So do you played it on Steam?
Yes, I did play it on Steam.
I also played it on Steam. I like to use PS3 or PS4 controller.
Mm-hmm.
Do you use a controller or do you use mouse and keyboard?
Usually I use an Xbox controller. That's what I have. But with this game, I did just use a mouse and keyboard. I tried playing it with my controller once, but I don't know. It was just like...
It's tricky.
It's
a lot of controls.
I wasn't super into it that way, so I just went back to using my mouse and keyboard.
It is easier to mouse and keyboard for this game, I would say. Like,
I think it was designed with that in mind.
I would agree with that. Like, the controls, like, once you kind of get the hang of them, it's there, but it's just not as efficient as mouse and keyboard, I would say. And in this game, efficiency is key because you need so many supplies for things. I would say, like, that spirit of it really reminds me of Stardew Valley. Mm-hmm. Basically, like, the first thing you do is chop trees or hit blocks to get blocks or wood, and then that's basically the whole foundation for all your supplies. I would say it was incredibly easy to get into this game because I have played a lot of Stardew Valley and terraforming style games, so it's pretty easy to get in that way. And the other thing about it is it has a lot of different types of settings that you could make it like a little bit easier. You can make it so that when you die, you don't drop your items. You can make it hard if for whatever reason you want it to be hard.
You're one of those people?
Life's hard enough, okay? I like a challenge. I don't want it to be hard. I just I left it just base controls because it was my first time starting a world by myself.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing about this game is that you can have like 6 people in it, or like you have a ton of people in your world. Mm-hmm. Or you could just low-key play it on your own. It's probably going to be like, the thing is with Terraria is it seems like this really cool little world building game. But then when you do certain things or do certain items or activate certain items, these crazy bosses come to your dwelling to fuck you up.
Yeah.
And if you're not set up the right way, like you might be calling that monster a lot. But I feel like I really love that type of aspect of the game. Like I love that you can build and create these little houses and these little dwellings. And then also the fighting mechanics are like next level, because you can also like you have access to any weapon, like as long as you have the materials to buy it. But like if you have like a magic item, then you're a magic user. If you have a sword, you're a melee user. There's lots of just typical melee, range, all those types of all those types of things. I really like the magic and the range attacks because a lot of the monsters are really like intense. It's easier to shoot them from far away to kill them. And some of them, like, you have to literally set up an arena where you battle these guys, which is a really, really cool aspect of the game too, because you kind of have to like summon it to you and see how it works, and then like figure out how you're gonna build an area to fuck this guy up.
Yeah.
I really love that. I love the fighting mechanics, but I also love the building aspect of it.
Yeah. I will say that getting into your point of like, I don't know, like there's so many different I guess ways and things that you can do in the game to play it. Like I didn't fight any of the bosses.
Yeah. That's what I was wondering about, if you were into that part of it, into the like.
Yeah. I tried like a little bit, cuz there's one boss that comes up if you just like go all the way to the left and you can just like get to him, right?
Yeah.
So I have gotten to that boss, and that was like the main one where I was like, I want to defeat you because I want to go further,
right?
And you're like blocking my exploration right now. Totally. So that was the one that I did try. I have not beaten him. I've tried a couple times. I did not do very well. But if you are playing with multiple people,
that's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not easy to beat the bosses on your own.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it just isn't. Like, there's like, I think there's like one called, there's one you can summon called the Eye of Cthulhu.
Yes.
And it looks pretty scary, but if you're up high enough, you can beat it pretty handily on your own, but you can't, like, you have to not get hit by it, basically.
Right.
Because if you have two people, then you can kind of like, one person's like, while they're kind of getting gone after, you can like kind of go after the thing. So yeah, I definitely, I was playing it on my own, and then my boyfriend saw me playing it on my own and then wanted to play with me.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So he came into my island, into my little world there, and he wanted to fight the bosses.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, yeah, let's fight the bosses, because it like the fighting mechanics in it is fun, and you get really badass items from beating the bosses. So we've done the Eye of Cthulhu, and then we went all the way to the right, and there's like a it's just Caitlin's dog. There's a man there who has a curse or whatever. Yeah, that man. So that's like that one was like a scary fight, because all of a sudden just like this big skull guy with these like scary arms comes up, and you're like, oh, okay. But with two people it was easier to fight, because it's much easier to fight with two people. And my boyfriend and I play a lot of fighting games, so we have a really good rhythm. So it's I recommend having, if you want to fight the bosses. But that's the good thing about the game, like you said, which is what I like about sandbox games, is that you could literally just explore, like, because if you went all the way to the right and all the way to the left, you can go down and you can go up.
Yeah.
So, there's lots of different options as far, and like I said, like, you can set the controls to make it easier, and I assume that would make the bosses easier.
Yeah, like I played on, I think just like the basic, like the second difficulty, whatever that was.
Yeah, it's like whatever standard one it comes with is the one I played. Yeah,
I feel like it was pretty like standard. And the other one I think was like the easiest one, which I considered playing on. That one, I think the only difference that it like pointed out was saying that you lose money on like the second difficulty, and I was like, okay, whatever, like,
yeah, I lose money.
Yeah, I don't really care that much. But then I kept dying, and I was like, well, maybe I do care.
Well, if you drop all your items and you're in your own world, you can go back and pick up your items.
That's true. It's just a matter of like how
far you've been gone.
Go.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, not at all. I was just gonna ask, like, what your kind of favorite part about the game is. Like, what's the draw for you in this game, or what's a big draw for this game, would you say?
I would say okay, one thing that I like when I'm playing games, like I do like these kinds of like sandboxy games where you can just like do whatever. But my really big thing is I like to have like quests and missions and things like that.
Okay.
Or like achievements. Like I need something to sort of like give me something to do.
Pull you forward.
Yeah, and that's the one thing that I do like about this game that I think a lot of these kinds of games don't have is it gives you little like quests and achievements like in the game, and it'll be like, oh, go like, I don't know, like upgrade your pickaxe will be like one of the quests. And you can also, like when you open up the main menu, you can look at all those quests and then like sort them by type. So you can sort them by the ones that you're actually like interested in. So if you want to go fight the bosses, just pick those and it'll tell you like all the bosses you want to go fight. So I really like that because I could just be like, oh, but I did get stuck because one of the quests was to get a grappling hook and I couldn't get a hook for some reason.
I have the grappling hook.
Yeah, it was like, it was like really annoying me.
It's dope. Because I do a lot of tunneling.
Mm-hmm.
I love just tunnel all over the place and, you know, going into hell.
Yeah.
Getting magma and all that kind of stuff. So when you get the grappling hook and you go all the way down, it's so much easier to kind of bop around.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I really like that a lot. I love just tunneling forever. Like,
yeah.
I couldn't care. Like, I like missions and achievements and stuff like that, but I am also like a very chaotic brain type of person.
Yeah.
So like I could literally like just go straight down for like 3 hours, like just tunneling forever, going, upgrading those tools so that I can just go faster. And I just like I've not gone to all the way to the bottom because there's so many different, because I keep wanting to dig under every different biome.
Yeah.
So there's lots of different biomes through the game too. Like, it's just a side-scroller game, so as you move, the environments change, which is really cool. I love that. And then you can get new materials, which makes new different items. The other thing that I really liked, because I played it once before, but didn't get too far, and this time I got, like, pretty far. I think I have, like, 40 hours on it in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So that's like quite a bit for me.
It's like a full-time job, I mean.
That's what I'm saying. And I've been working a full-time job, so it's a lot of hours. When you like build a little hut and put a table and a chair in there, people start coming to your place. And that was really exciting for me because I didn't realize that was going to happen. I didn't know that there was like these NPCs that would like come and sell you things, and you can buy, you can sell them stuff, which you can get more money and all that kind of thing. I got a cat.
I'm so jealous. I have like this like glider pet, and I'm like, I hate it.
You hate it?
Oh no! Literally, like it was like the first option. Like I do have the zoologist, I think it is, that you can buy like pet stuff to get like other items, and I could get a cat that way, but I don't think I have the money to do it. So
yeah, it's really hard. That's the one thing about the game. It's hard to get money.
It is kind of hard to
especially
get
gold,
money.
and like the pets are like 5 gold, and it's like I have 2 gold, and I've been playing for 40 hours.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm like consistently like don't have any money, and I'm like, what the fuck? But then I did get like a piggy bank from somebody, I think one of the merchants, and then I just started putting my money in there because I was like, oh, if I put my money in here, then I won't die and drop all my money.
You can put your money in the chests.
Yeah, I thought about that, but it's cuter.
Oh, it's way cuter. Yeah, that's just cuter on every level.
When I like got the piggy bank, I was like, yeah, I could just put my money somewhere else.
But it goes here.
Yeah, I was like, this is where it goes.
Spread loose.
But yeah, I will say that like with the NPCs, like when you start playing, there's like an NPC immediately.
Harvey.
And I like I had to fully stop myself from being like, I'm gonna kill that guy. And I don't know why.
You might as well have, because he's fucking useless.
It's
he lets
true.
zombies into your fucking house.
Yeah, he's like not great. But I was like,
he's a space cadet. Like, what are you doing? Think, man. You can't leave the door open at night. You know this. You know it as well as I do. What are you doing?
Jeez. Yeah, he's pretty funny. But okay, so I like when I started getting the NPCs and like started doing that, I was like, I'm just gonna build a bunch of rooms in this one area, right? Like all on top of each other. That's what I did.
That's exactly what I did.
Yeah, but then I realized that they had like happiness.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, okay. So maybe I want to make them happy. But okay, this is the thing though. Is so I already had like a couple like 6 or so like rooms together.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, okay, some of these people want to live somewhere else. I'll go build them places. So I went and like built them places. But then that meant that I had more vacant rooms already available.
Yeah.
So I was like, this kind of worked out because I can just get people to like default into this area. And then when I figure out where I want them to actually live, go build them a house somewhere else.
Oh, nice.
Right?
Okay. So, that's good. Yeah.
It kind of worked.
Yeah, totally. I mean, that sounds like it's definitely worked because that's pretty much what my plan is now that I have this like building. I'm like, well, now I want to make all these different buildings in all these different areas because you can make like I have one other house and it's a little cactus house.
Yes.
And it looks really
I
cute.
really like making them like themed.
Yeah, me too. I love doing the themes. I feel like I'm a Disney resort. And like, this is the jungle room. This is the glass house. Like, it's great. I'm loving it. I love that. Like, I feel like it's such a simple game, and you can have so much creativity with it. I found like a beach area all the way to the left, and I'm gonna put a beach house there.
Yes.
A beach house.
Yes.
Heck yeah. Which I think is really fun. And I think the other thing that I really like about this game is I like all of the little slimes and
yeah.
like all the little things that you can kill at night, like all the zombies and everything. They're pretty like, once you have good equipment, they're like pretty simple to kill. Mm-hmm. And I don't know why, I love killing monsters in games. It's like my favorite part of like most games is the part where you get to kill the monsters.
Yeah.
So I feel like Terraria is like just chocked full of monsters for slaying.
It's true, yeah. There's just lots of little
And sometimes they'll have like these random little events where like it'll like rain slime.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's pretty intense, and then you kill a bunch of slimes and stuff, and some of them have paper airplanes in them.
Every once in a while I've seen like the little like slime thingies like have a balloon and just like fall down. Yeah. And I'm always like, what the fuck is happening? It's like so I like stop everything. I'm
from
like, hello?
It's absolutely crazy. It's great. I love it.
Yeah.
So good. They have umbrellas and stuff. There's lots of cool different slimes. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of like really good little cute things about this game that make it really fun to play, and it also makes you really intrigued about what else you might be able to do.
Yes, true.
I don't know, like in The Witcher, I have like a bestiary and like an I have all these like books that basically tell me everything that I can craft and like all the beasts and everything like that. I haven't found a menu that I can see all the different craftable items in Terraria.
Yeah.
It's probably something that you could look up and find pretty easily, though.
Yes, definitely.
That's the thing about this type of sandbox game is like, I didn't look anything up when I first started, but then after I started getting into it, I wanted to know specifically, like just specific things. So I would say it requires some looking up.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I will say that's a good point. Like, when you start playing, like obviously you craft some items and you just like figure it out, right? But what I expect from games that involve crafting is that once you craft an item once, it's like you now know how to do it. So I should be able to have the ability to look at recipes I already know.
Totally.
Like that's kind of what I want. Because yeah, like when you're playing, sometimes you're like, oh, I want to make this item and I like don't really remember how to do it.
Yeah, you basically have to have like just tons of stuff in your inventory and go up to your crafting bench and see what you can make about it.
Yeah.
The good thing is like once you kind of realize like, oh, I need wood to make wood walls, then you know you need like sand to make glass. Like,
Yeah.
it's very intuitive that way. Like, they're not trying to, like, fuck anybody or anything like that.
They're not trying to trick you.
Yeah, they're not trying to, like, deceive and stuff like that. So it's pretty straightforward. But I do think if you were looking for, like, more specific things, like, you would want a crafting guide.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I definitely used, there's a pretty good wiki that you can look up, and then just, like, look up the different things that you want to craft, and it'll tell you, like, you know, this item, you can make this with it, and, like, blah, blah, blah. Which is pretty good. Like, I think that's definitely something, like, I didn't use it a ton because I was still pretty new to the game.
That's the thing, is that, like, even if you are looking stuff up, there's so much right in front of you in the game that, like, you almost need to play it for a while before you even start looking stuff up to kind of get an idea of how everything works and stuff like that.
Yeah, like, it definitely, like, when I first started playing, I was like, I know that I'll be able to, like, upgrade my pickaxe, but then, like, couldn't figure out how to do it, and then, like, figured it out, and I was like, okay, perfect, I upgraded it, got it to, like, a certain level, and then I was like, okay, how do I upgrade it more now? I gotta get better things to upgrade it better, and that was just, like, a thing.
Yeah,
so.
it's essentially, like, any items you get, you can kind of process that item in some way and then use that processed item to create something. And sometimes it's just raw materials, but often you'll have to process it first. And that's another reason why it's, like, kind of like you might end up looking things up, because you might not realize that you have something that needs to be processed before it can be turned into items.
Yes.
I did find a bunch of glowing mushrooms.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna make a glowing mushroom house.
Yes.
And I'm very excited for that. That's, like, that's my future plan, is my glowing mushroom house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Excited.
I think I do have one of those, actually, a glowing mushroom house.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Oh, dope.
Yeah.
Dope.
I was pretty excited. I think that's, like, one of those things is if you get a certain, like, weird material, I'm just calling it a weird material, but essentially it's not wood, then you can, like, make craft, or what are they called, a workbench, with that material, and then you can make, like, weird things. So you can make a glowing mushroom workbench, and then, like, make a bunch of, like, glowing mushroom, like, furniture and shit.
Yeah.
And then that's what we do. Like, I got, like, the sky one, and I was like, great, fucking clouds everywhere.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I love that. Clouds. Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah.
Aww.
When I went to the place in the sky, you can, like, use your hammer to get the walls and shit.
Yeah.
So that was definitely what I did. I was like,
That's the other thing, is
cloud
that,
walls.
like, tools only work on certain things too. So
Yeah.
it takes some trial and error to figure out, like, that hammers break down walls and pickaxe does blocks and stuff like that. It's very it's, I would say it's intuitive, but, like, you do have to think about it. Like, it's not, it doesn't give you the answer, which is pretty standard for a sandbox game. But yeah, I feel like that's a huge draw for it. Like, finding out, like, how the game works and stuff is a big part of why it's fun.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's just definitely, like, a lot of, like, exploration. And okay, what? Oh, hello. His little face. He's like, what are you guys doing? Why aren't you paying attention to me?
You wanna be in the video, Phoenix?
Maybe in a video? You come here? Oh, you went down. Okay.
He's like, because you're coming down to get me. That's why you came down, Mom.
Phoenix is here now. Oh, fuck. We're falling. Okay. Anyways, he's gonna come hang out.
His fucking arms.
Yeah, that's how he's gotta do it. Anyways. Okay, so when I was doing, I don't know why I didn't think about this earlier on. I didn't think about it until, like, you know, like a couple days ago when I was playing. But you can get like you can craft, like, railings, like, get, like, a minecart, right?
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, I can just craft a minecart for my house all the way to the other fucking end of the map. And then when I die, I don't have to be like, oh, I'll go walk back over there now. Like, I can just minecart over there.
That's exactly what we did.
Yeah!
Because we anticipated dying a lot when we went to go fight the monster, right?
Yeah.
So we just built a minecart all the way there, and we did die a lot. And then, because after you get there, you can go down into the cavern where it's also really dangerous, and you die a fuck ton.
Yeah.
So it's just like, that's the best way to do it. Like it takes some time to get the minecart put in. Like I had a hell of a freaking time. I think it's because I had the controller though.
Yeah.
Mouse and keyboard is just way more control. You can just do more like precise movements with mouse and key. Mm-hmm. But once you put that in, you absolutely just fly to one side. It's the fucking best.
Yeah.
Saves on a lot of time.
Yeah. Did you do yours? Did you put it like on the surface, or did you put it under?
I put it on the surface. Actually, I put it in the sky.
Oh, you put it
above
in the sky.
Everything. So, because I have like my big structure
way to do it
with all my little houses in it.
Yeah.
And then on the roof, I've got the railing going off the roof and then just all the way to the other side.
Okay.
So that I have a snowball cannon.
Yeah.
So I just use my snowball cannon to like fight off all the things that fly as I go. It's the best. It's so much fun.
Yes, that's a good idea. I did mine. I started trying to do it on the surface, and then I was like, this is dumb, because there's just so much stuff.
Yes. Like you can't you can't go through objects.
Yeah.
Like it's like, no man, like physics work here, so.
Yeah. So I started doing that, and I was like, okay, this is annoying. Also at night, like the more enemies come out and things like that, so it's like now you have to fight off these enemies, and it's like a lot harder for you to like work on your minecart. So then I ended up doing it just like underground. And that worked pretty well, because you could just like, just keep mining, and then you'll come to like clearings and stuff like that, and then it's a lot easier. You're just like following the clearing. But the one big downfall of that is if you get to sand.
Oh my god.
Yeah. That's a struggle.
I took out so much sand before I was like, I can't remove all this sand.
Yeah.
Like it's not feasible to do that at all. Like it just, like I can't even really explain it, because it's like you just take a block out and blocks fall down on top of it, whereas everything else blocks stay where they're at. But sand has
sandy. Gravity.
Yeah. It's gravity. So yeah, it's brutal. It's like just like pouring water into a strainer.
Yeah.
Nothing is happening. So that would suck.
Right?
I recommend doing it up in the sky.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Maybe when I do it, because I've done it.
Because you only need one thing for it to anchor off of, right?
Yeah.
So it's like you don't need it to have like structures or anything like that to hold on to. So if you just put it at the top of a building and make it go down and straight, you fly.
Yeah, okay, that's a good idea. I think when I build it the other direction, I'll probably do that. Because this one's already pretty much done, so whatever. Yeah, I basically, like, when I got to sand, like, the first chunk of sand, I, like, started mining, and then I was like, no. So then I was just like, whatever, I'll just get out here and, like, go up around it.
Yeah.
And then come back down.
That's fair.
Plus, there's, like, there's some blocks that I think maybe you can mine through them when you have, like, a better, like, the best pickaxe, maybe.
Yes. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And you can use bombs.
But some of them I think don't even.
Well, there's grenade, bomb, and dynamite.
Yeah.
So dynamite, I'm pretty sure explodes like
everything. Okay.
Like, don't quote me on that because it could be wrong. But when I had the guy come to my town who sells bombs, I was thrilled.
Yeah.
Using bombs to dig is like the bomb.
Yeah.
It just works.
Especially if you want to get to like the underworld part.
To hell.
Yeah.
To literal hell.
I was pretty excited when I got there.
Same.
Then I died like pretty quick, and I also had like no room in my inventory once I got to that point, and that was really obnoxious because then I kept like throwing out like things that weren't important, so I had like 999
blocks.
Dirt blocks, and I was like, fucking blocks.
Yeah.
I was like, I need this fucking painting on the wall.
That's so funny.
This is important.
Yeah, I totally did the same thing. Like you fill up with items so quickly, and then there's so many different items, like because you don't realize how much different type of earth you're breaking through.
Yeah.
My favorite part is when you are starting out and you don't have any type of like light source that's constant without using your tools, and you're just mining, and then you drop into like a mystery area and it's all dark and you just like see little points things of your life going away and you're like, oh my god, like what's happening to me right now? Like furiously trying to get a torch out to like see what's going on, like hitting things with my pickaxe to try to like fend them off and then just die.
Yeah.
It's like, your face was ripped off by zombies.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what happened. Okay.
You're like, oh fuck.
Yeah, that would do it. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's definitely like there's like the other thing is when you're digging and stuff, like there's lots of water, so sometimes you can like you'll have all your torches up and then you'll like dig into something and it'll be water and then it'll just be like, kill all your torches. Ah, now you're drowning.
No, too bad. Oh, are you allergic to water?
I was mining and I was in like the like just lots of magma and shit like that, and I was like mining in one area. I don't even know how I did this, but I accidentally somehow mined a block and there was magma all above it. And it started like tons of magma and it started coming down and like I was safe, but I was like, oh my god. And it was like lots of tunnels underneath as well. So it was like so much coming and just like pulling, and I was like, oh no.
That's so funny.
I was like, I was going that way. What the fuck am I supposed to do now?
Oh my god, yeah, I've done that so many times where I block off this area I'm gonna go and I'm like, okay, I guess I'll go the other way.
Yeah.
Like, I was going that way.
Yeah.
So I've used magma and created like systems of tunnels to defeat enemies below me.
Yes, okay.
Because the magma kills enemies real good, and there's like lots of like scary like big flying hornets and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. The big flying things are scary, but the things that will kill you are the jungle bats.
Yeah.
Because they're very small, they're hard to hit.
And they're hard to see.
Yes. And they just come out of nowhere. Have you ever encountered a bee?
I have encountered a bee. I forgot that I was gonna go and like investigate the bees a little bit more.
I found honeycomb. They can make honeycomb
what
walls.
the fuck? Yeah, okay, I need to do that. Because I knew that they were there.
But I died by the hands of bees about 1,000 times to get it.
Well.
The bees, man, they're insane. Like, they're so tough and tiny and fast.
Yeah, I've definitely, like, come up to, you know, some, like, hives and been like, ooh, a hive, and then attacked it and been like, that's probably not a good idea, but I did it anyways.
Here we are. Yeah, that's basically exactly what I did as well.
Yeah.
Pretty much, like, point for point. So, final thoughts. My final thoughts are this game has incredible longevity.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I've put quite a few hours in so far and I've just scratched the surface. Like, I feel like after all the hours I've put in, I basically have a foundation for how the game works. And I feel like I could go super far with it. And like Kayla said, like, you can go super far just by crafting and exploring and killing like the base monsters and stuff like that, or you can go off on a killing spree and just find all these really interesting ways to kill these monsters. I watched a few videos of some of the final bosses and they look so crazy and intense and like really, really crazy, but still super fun. So I feel like there's tons of longevity in this game, and I definitely think I'm gonna play again. I feel like we should play an online game together and like set up a little world or something.
Yeah,
I think that would be fun.
That would be fun. I agree. I definitely think that the game, like, there's so much that you can do, and even when you just start out, you're like, oh, I'm just gonna mine downwards. Like, that's what I did immediately. I was like, I'm just gonna mine down. And then like as you're like exploring more and more, you find just like so many different things you can do. And yeah, just like the little amount that I've played it over the past couple weeks is just scratching the surface. There's just so much, and I want all the NPCs, and I want to build them all houses, and like I need to do all the things, so...
Yeah, there's so much to do beyond fighting monsters in this game, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But you can also fight monsters, which is so awesome.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah, I think I would probably play again. I'll probably continue playing it because I mean this is the main game I've been playing for the past couple of weeks, so I wouldn't be surprised if I just continue playing it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Do you remember how much it cost on Steam?
I don't because I already had it.
Because I already had it. Sorry, I don't think it's very expensive.
I don't.
I'm pretty sure it came out in I want to say either 2014 or 2017. Those are very different years, but it was sometime before today. So with that, like it has a ton of information online because it's been out for so long. So I think this game is a really good game to play, like just free, go in with no expectations and see what you get, but you could also play it with a guide and have a really good time.
Yeah, definitely. You can play with friends and have a totally different experience. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
So if you play this game, let us know. We're dying to hear other people's opinions about it. Let us know in the comments below. Keep an eye out on our socials. We're going to be posting, we'll probably, I think, post this time what we're going to play next because we already know what we're going to be playing next. So we'll probably post that on our accounts.
Well, why don't we just tell them what we're playing next time?
Oh my god. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Let's do that. What are we going to be playing next, Kayla?
All right. So next we're going to be playing this game, Tell Me Why.
Tell me why.
I was not prepared. So loud. Oh my god. Yeah, so we're gonna be playing Tell Me Why. It is by the creators of Life is Strange. So if you've ever played that, it's similar to that. It's more of a story-based game. As far as I don't know a lot about it going in, but looking at Life is Strange as a similar game, it's more story-based. It's like your choices matter, so you have to make choices throughout the game, and that'll affect your ending. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to playing it. The first episode is free on Steam, so it's a pretty good choice if you want to play along with us.
Please do, and let us know how it went for you.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for stopping by. Like and subscribe, and follow us on Instagram for all the updates. Yeah.